Hello, everyone. This is Tiny Warren. Today's video back with everything on. This is a Star Wars topic I'm going to do today. I am so sorry I haven't really been able to do any videos for a while. Been kind of busy with my new job and everything, and been getting busy to where I didn't really have time or to just find a perfect time to make videos. So it's been a pretty busy week for me. So today I have a couple days off, so I'll be able to make a couple videos and stuff for you guys today. And then one for tomorrow as well. This is going to be a Star Wars topic I'm going to do for you guys today. This is going to be favorite Star Wars movies and shows. Um, I thought this would be something to kind of do just to kind of get something going. So for right now, so at number 16 we have the Star Wars animated show Tales of the Jedi. I really enjoyed the Tales of the Jedi. I liked the stories that they kind of told behind um, other various stories of between, or not necessarily between, but after, because they had some stories that were taking place after Phantom Menace. You also had some stories that were you also had some stories that were told um yeah, right around in the Phantom Menace era. um well, and then also, they also went into the detail of talking to of Count Dooku before he was a Sith, and before he went to the dark side and everything. I liked how they kind of focused a little bit of his story and why he went to the dark side and things like that. Um, I really enjoyed how they did this and stuff. I did like how they did Ahsoka in this show and everything else. I thought it was very good, and I'm definitely looking forward for a season 2 of Tales of the Jedi. So hopefully, we get some newer stories and what they're exploring. We have at number 15 the Star Wars Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker movies. To a degree, they're okay. Do I think they're absolutely horrible films? Yes. I think they're horrible. They ain't very good. Um, I think the Force Awakens one was at least decent, but when it comes to Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, I thought both of them were absolutely horrible and hideous. Um, but yeah, did I really enjoy those movies? I mean, they're okay. Do I think they all could have done a better job? Yeah, by far. Um, we have at number 14, we have the Book of Boba Fett TV show. I thought the Book of Boba Fett was alright. It wasn't necessarily the greatest, but it was alright. It wasn't really horrible either. I think with the Book of Boba Fett, I think they could have done better. I like the fact that we got a Boba Fett show. To me, how I see Boba Fett, I feel like he should have been a movie, not a TV show. And that's just where I think about Boba Fett. And to me, I think Boba Fett is not only one of the coolest and deadliest bounty hunters of all time, but I feel like his movie should have been. I feel like if they were to do a movie, to me it should be like a rated R film, or I feel like they should do like a John Wick spacey type film type movie with it or something. But the Book of Boba Fett show is alright. Number 13, we have the Kenobi show. It was alright to a degree. There was a lot of things in that show that was really disappointing. Especially in the Kenobi series, I didn't like the camera. I didn't like the camera angle. Like, to me, it was just too wobbly. Like, they couldn't even keep a camera steady on the focus. Um, but um, but yeah, the Kenobi show was okay. Um, I think my favorite thing in the series, a total, I like the duel between Vader and Obi-Wan on Tatooine. I thought that was an interesting duel that I really enjoyed. Definitely had some emotion to it. Um, I didn't like the third sister in the series. I feel like they focused too much with her character in the show than they did with Kenobi or what he was actually supposed to be doing within the show. And that character got so much hate of a lot of things, and I just didn't really care for her character really well. But anyways, so yes, the next show I have here for you guys is the Ahsoka Tano show. I thought the Ahsoka Tano show was actually pretty good. Um, I think my favorite characters of that series uh was Balin and I forgot the other girl's name. I thought those two were my favorite characters of the show, especially with their orange lightsabers. And they kind of kept a mystery to them, and it's really interesting. And I think I don't know this, but I think Tales of the Jedi, the animated show, I think there's supposed to be a couple episodes where it kind of focuses on Balin and how he and everything. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think my favorite thing about the Ahsoka show was the duel between Anakin and Ahsoka. I think that was probably one of the coolest moments for Star Wars. I feel like in a long time, and it was just such an interesting duel, and I liked the fact what they did with that scene, and just made it really enjoyable, and just it was really awesome. I feel like. Um, at number 11, we have the Mandalorian show. Okay, now I think the Mandalorian show is probably one of the coolest Star Wars shows right now, being that um Dinjarin is it Dinjarin. Um he's actually kind of one of the coolest bounty hunters I feel like. But um I like that he does his duties as a bounty hunter. I like the fact they explore, Baskin armor, how that works, and trying to save Grogu, and trying to, I like how they, you know, do some back stuff of um the Order 66 stuff. So it's really interesting to me. I feel like as a show, and very popular show also, and this is the way, and I feel like it's like one of the coolest Star Wars shows right now. At number 10, we have Star Wars Rogue One movie. I think Star Wars Rogue One movie was actually one of my favorite ones. Um, Definitely did a really interesting take on talking about. I feel like the thing with Rogue One was, to me, was kind of like a Star Wars Rebels like story, like telling a story about the Rebel Alliance in a way. Um, but I find it really interesting to explore Jane Urso's character, and then Cassian Andor's character. I Really interesting story. Really interesting story. I haven't really, and if y'all are wondering, I didn't really put the Andor series on my list because I haven't really seen it. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't listed on my list. So, um, but yeah, I really enjoyed Star Wars Rogue One. Um, the next Star Wars series I got here is an animated, which is an animated show, and that is the Star Wars Clone Wars TV show. I really enjoyed the Star Wars Clone Wars TV show. I think that had some like one of the coolest stories, and definitely really interesting to explore different types of variations of Jedi's that we never got to see from the movies. Different stories, different bunch of mixture of different things in the story. The clone troopers were really good. I like how they focused, on episodes. I think the cool thing I like with the Clone Wars is that they took each episode and focused on on characters, got them screen time, spotlight time. I like how they had episodes where they focus on different types of clone troopers, different clone commanders, different types of things that they do with this. I thought was really cool. Um, I like how they explored episodes with characters, say like Kit Fisto, Platoon, um, Luminar Unduli, Ayla Secure, uh, uh, Shakti, all those types of characters I thought were really cool. And obviously they did some stuff with Kiadi-Mundi as well. So like exploring these different types of Jedi's, taking each episode, exploring more of their character, which is really interesting as well. Um, I definitely really enjoyed its take and everything. So Clone Wars is definitely one of those cool, really awesome show. Star Wars Rebels. I like Star Wars Rebels for what it was. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't dislike it or anything, and I like it for what it is. Um, I just feel like, I, but yeah. But I like I said, I enjoy Star Wars Rebels. I just feel like they could add. I don't know. I feel like with Rebels they could add more, but um, definitely a cool show. I enjoy Kanan's character and Ezra Bridger's character. I like Ahsoka jumping in there as well. I know each of the characters individual. Okay, then we have the Star Wars Bad Batch series. I really have enjoyed the Bad Batch series. Especially the clones and like the aftermath of Order 66, and just exploring that type of story. It's really interesting and I really enjoy it. And I think the next story, if either it's going to be in the Clone Wars next season, or it's going to be another season of Bad Batch. But they're supposed to explore Azaz Ventress, because she's wielding a yellow lightsaber now, so she's kind of, I don't know if she went and became a Grey Jedi like what happened, like what Ahsoka has done, or what her story is. But I'd like to see what she does in this series. So this is gonna be really interesting. So definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with the Bad Batch series. But anyway, the next Star Wars movie we have here is a movie which is Star Wars: A New Hope, which is the classic original movie. It's a classic. We grew up with it. We watched it, and it's one of the classic Star Wars movie moments of all time. Um, Obi-Wan and Darth Vader dueling on the Death Star. Death Star. Probably one of the most iconic moments of Star Wars. I feel like. Definitely a good movie. Definitely a good one. At number 5 we have Star Wars: Attack of the Clones. I think Star Wars: Attack of the Clones. I feel like a lot of people seem to have throw that one to be underrated. I mean, it's an okay Star Wars movie. Explore Anakin, Padme's love for each other, and not just that, but like it explores the dawn of the Clone Troopers, and its first phase with that, and then fighting characters like Count Dooku, Jango Fett, those types of characters. I thought those are pretty interesting. Pretty great, nice Star Wars movie to watch. Not just that, but like it definitely has its moments, and it's I feel like it's probably one of the most fun Star Wars movies, I would say. And at number 4 we have Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. I really enjoyed Star Wars: Phantom Menace. I think the duel between Darth Maul and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, I think is probably one of the most, to me, I think is probably a really iconic duel fight, really. And not just that, but I feel like Phantom Menace has been probably one of my favorite Star Wars movies. That's up in there and everything. So I definitely enjoy Star Wars Phantom Menace in the whole. And Darth Maul is a really awesome, cool character, especially how they have him in the Clone Wars and introducing us to Zaz Ventress, his brother. I feel like those are pretty cool, really cool characters for that show, and especially when they have him in Rebels as well. Um, but definitely enjoy definitely enjoy Phantom Menace. Number 3, we have Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. Uh, I think Empire Strikes Back is probably not one of the most iconic duels, I feel like, but it's what fits all the pieces together, and finally realizing Darth Vader is Aunt Luke's father, and it's really interesting. And not just that, but I think the duel on the Bespin planet was actually Luke's like first step of like what it's like to actually duel. I mean, not just that, but I feel like Empire Strikes Back is probably one of my favorite Star Wars movies, along with it, especially the Hoth Snow battle that they had during the beginning of the film. That was kind of cool. All right. We have number 2. We have Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith. I think Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith is probably one of my all-time favorite Star Wars movies, especially the Obi-Wan and Anakin duel. Not only is that duel legendary, but it's also right up there iconic, and it's probably one of the best lightsaber duel hands down of all time. Like I don't think we've seen. I think if there is a lightsaber duel that is right up at par with that, let me know in the comment section below. But I don't think there has been any duel that's come close to that one. And I think Revenge of the Sith. I think that Revenge of the Sith story is probably one of my favorite Star Wars stories, and it's the fall and the birth of Darth Vader, and you know the fall of the Jedi, Order 66, everything. I find it probably one of the most iconic Star Wars movies of all time, and it's place, definitely a place at number 2 for me. At number 1, the last but not least, Star Wars Return of the Jedi movie. This is probably one of my favorite Star Wars movies right now of all time. I think the lightsaber duel. With Darth Vader is probably really emotional like fight but it's really. I like the fact that Luke Skywalker wields a green lightsaber in this movie instead of a blue. Um, the Ewoks and planet Endor, I think are kind of cool. And then some of the things in this Return of the Jedi is probably like one of the most fascinating and fun Star Wars movies, and not just that, but really good story, and just you know everything coming together, and I really enjoy the lightsaber battle at the end of the film. Such a icon, such a legendary moment for sure. Um, Definitely a favorite Star Wars movie of all time for me. Post a comment section below to what your favorite Star Wars movie is of all time and TV show. Love to hear what it is. If you like to hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit your button as always. And I'll see you next video. And goodbye.